My dear students, in my previous class with you, while I was teaching, analyzing and discussing the story by Ruskin Bond, The Eyes Have It, I finished at that point. Oh, how lucky you are. I wish I were going to Mussoorie. I love the hills, especially in October. That means when the narrator informed the lady passenger, the girl passenger, that he was to go Dera, that is Dehradun, and then to Mussoorie, the girl passenger commented that she wished to go there as she loved that particular place so intensely, especially in the month of October. In my previous class, I ended there. Now, continue. Yes, this is the best time. Which time is called as best? That is the October month. I said, calling on my memories. The hills are covered with the wild dahlias. The sun is delicious. And at night, you can sit in front of a log fire and drink a little brandy. Most of the tourists have gone and the roads are quiet, almost deserted. Yes, October is the best time. Now, a 2 marks questions can be set from here. Why is the October called the best time? Or describe very briefly the scenario of the October Mussoorie. The scenario in October is very beautiful one. It is very loving one, romantic one. Why? Now because the hills are covered with dahlia flowers and the sun is very sweet, not too hot. It is temperate, moderate. And at night, sitting before the log fire, you can take a wisp of whiskey. And as the most of the tourists have deserted the place, the roads are quiet, very calm and quiet one. She was silent. I wondered if my words had touched her, or whether she thought me a romantic fool. Then I made a mistake. What is it like outside? I asked. That means, quite unconsciously, the narrator revealed his weakness. That he is a blind and he cannot see the outside is unconsciously revealed. It is slipped out from his own utterance. And he is conscious of it. And therefore he made a comment. I made a mistake. What is it like outside? I asked. She seemed to find nothing strange in the question. Had she noticed already that I could not see? The amusing thing is that the narrator is also afraid of being disclosed. The narrator is quite uneasy that he might be in disclosure, that his blindness may be disclosed. Had she noticed already that I could not see? But her next question removed my doubts. Why don't you look out of the window? She asked. Why don't you look out of the window? She asked. That means you had eyes and look outside of the window yourself. That means the girl cannot detect his blindness. The amusing thing is that she is also blind. Both of them are playing hide and seek about their own weakness or about their own blindness. Why don't you look out of the window? She asked. I moved easily along the berth and felt for the window ledge. Window ledge means the side of the window. The window was open and I faced it, making a pretense of studying the landscape. Note the word pretense. The narrator is pretending that he is looking, as the girl is also pretending, making a pretense of studying the landscape. I heard the panting of the engine, the rumble of the wheels, and in my mind's eye I could see telegraph posts flashing by. Because while the telegraph posts are passing by, there is also a kind of another sound. Whoosh. That kind of a sound, if you have the sensible ear, you can detect that some electric post or telegraph posts may be passing. After that, after looking out of the window, though the narrator cannot see anything, he can feel what may be passing by. And he can hear the panting of the engine and the rattling sound of the rail wheels. After that, the narrator asked, have you noticed that the trees seem to be moving while we seem to be standing still? That is a very childish question. The narrator tried to impress the girl that he is looking. But what he is looking and making a question, a very childish one. Have you noticed that the trees seem to be moving while we seem to be standing still? This type of question comes from the very young child or very young boy or girl who is on the train for the first time. The girl is very clever one. She remarks, that always happens. That means it is not for the first time that you are seeing. It always happens. She said, do you see any animals? No, I answered quite confidently. No. I knew there were hardly any animals left in the forests near Dera. Why? He said no. Why the narrator said no, replied no? That is because he is aware that there are no animals left in the forests near about Dehradun. It is not our rural agricultural area that you can see the goat, the cows, the other animals. I turned from the window and faced the garden. For a while we sat in silence. You have an interesting face, I remarked. I was becoming quite daring, but it was a safe remark. Daring why? Because speaking of having an interesting face or a lovely face before a girl herself is a daring one. Few dares to speak so boldly before a girl. And therefore, and the narrator is aware of it. And as he is aware, he made this comment that I was becoming quite daring. But it was a safe remark. Why? Now because the narrator does not say that you have a lovely face. Or because you look very beautiful. But interesting face. Interesting may be always safe because any book is interesting. Any book or any film, any scenario may be interesting from many perspectives. Further, most of the girls like flattery. And therefore, when someone says that you look very beautiful, they are pleased. Rather, they are pleased. If that girl is not in a bad temper. If the girl is in a bad temper, that is anyway. But in most cases, they are pleased. Few girls can resist flattery. That means most of the girls like flattery. She laughed pleasantly. A clear, ringing laugh. What did she say? What did she say? It's nice to be told I have an interesting face. It's nice to be told I have an interesting face. That means you told that I have an interesting face and it is very nice one. It's a gentlemanlike comment. But I am tired of people telling me I have a pretty face. That means many people said that I am beautiful and I have an interesting face. And I am tired of it. That means the girl also made a very clever remark that she knew she had an interesting face. And I am tired of people telling me I have a pretty face. Oh, so you do have a pretty face, thought I. That means you are aware that you have a pretty face. And aloud I said, well, an interesting face can also be pretty. That means interesting in any other ways. It may not be so beautiful. It may not be so lovely, but interesting. That means it gets interest from me. It draws interest from me. Well, an interesting face can also be pretty. From this portion, 6 marks questions are generally said. Who said this? When said this? What was said after that and that? You are a very gallant young man, she said. But you are gallant enough that you very politely praised my pretty face or interesting face. You are a very gallant young man, she said. But why are you so serious? That means after saying that, the narrator becomes serious. Whether the girl was pleased or whether the girl was displeased, the narrator cannot see it clearly because he has no eyes. And therefore, he was serious and he was silent one. You are a very gallant young man. Gallant means having courtesy, having proper courtesy shown specially to the women. Having proper courtesy shown specially towards the women class. There is an essay, Modern Gallantry by Charles Lamb. If you read the essay, you will know that what gallantry is. Gallant means special respect, special care and special courtesy shown towards the woman. Thank you.